If I had to start high ticket sales from scratch, I would one, watch this video and do everything step by step. My name is Naya, and I've helped countless women step into the high ticket sales space, not only being able to leave their job that wasn't fulfilling them, to leave their corporate 9 to 5, whatever it was, but step into a version of themselves where they not only feel aligned, but they are actually able to be more in control over their life, over their time, over their income. And now I want to help you. So with that being said, I want to keep this video very concise because you are here for one reason and one reason only. You want to know what the heck is high ticket sales, and more importantly, what it will do for you. So we're going to be going over some very key things. We're going to be going over remote closing 101, who you sell for, breaking down the funnel. This way you're prepared to sell to every type of lead. The psychology of high ticket sales, your feminine edge in sales, how to find a client, how to structure the call. And yes, I'm giving you my exact step-by-step framework, and then the top objections and how to understand them. So I first want to hop into what this is not. Okay, this is not MLM. You are not going to be selling to your grandma, to your brother, to your siblings, to your family, to your friends, to their family. No, this is not that. This is not any kind of cold outreach. You're not going to be trying to beg someone to stay on the phone with you. You're not going to be begging them to try to buy your product and service. You're not going to be doing any dialing. You're also not going to be talking to underqualified leads, okay? This is the bougie, spoiled version of sales. So welcome to remote high ticket sales. This is where you partner with the business. And I heavily want to preface that because you partner with the business. This means that you do not have to build your own business. You do not have to post on social media. You do not have to even have any experience or a degree to get started. You just simply need to know the high income skill, which is what we are here for today. Back to how this works. You partner with the business. Okay, they're the ones who are running all the ads. They're the ones who are taking care of all the fulfillment. They are the ones who are pretty much doing everything for you, and you are going to be selling their products to their audience. And the reason why they don't do it is because they have a whole business to run. They don't have the time, which is actually why they need you in the first place. So you really have to think of this as a joint partnership, because if you don't make sales, they can't pay their team. If you don't make sales, they don't make any profit. And if you don't make sales, then they're not going to be able to keep anything up and running. So they are going to need to trust you, that you know how to sell, that you know how to close a deal and overcome objections. So before we get more into that fun part, I want to break down, and you're probably wondering, who do you even sell for? Okay, so you sell for your favorite influencer, or you can, and you can also sell for a business. So I want to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what that could be. There are so many niches that you could sell for. It could be holistic health, it could be fitness, it could be entrepreneurship, it can be social media marketing, it could be real estate. It can be e-com, Amazon, any of the above, anything that is a digital online product. Some big names in the space that you've probably heard or look familiar would be Iman Godsti, TJR, Kris Jenner, Alex and Layla Hermosi. Any of those big name people, they have a sales team, okay? And you could partner with them and sell their products to their audience. So with that being said, I want you guys to understand that how you sell to each and every lead is going to be different. Again, not every person is the same, and also they went through different levels of touch points, different amounts of content before hopping on this call with you. So for you to be able to close a deal more efficiently, and for you to be able to be in the top 1% of closers, then you need to understand the funnel. So let's fully break down what that is. A funnel is a step-by-step process that guides someone towards a specific action. Okay, like making a purchase, like signing up for a program, following a page. The whole purpose of this is that smart offer owners, they use funnels to strategically convert casual visitors into loyal paying customers. And so what this looks like, there are 3 core major funnels, but a huge one that I do kind of want to touch on first is organic content. If you can hop on an offer where your creator or even your offer owner is pumping organic content, in my opinion, that is a great offer to be on, because they're going to have a following. And the importance of that is that their audience trusts them because they've built that connection with them. That person follows them. They consume their content for weeks, for months, for however long. They maybe do a deep dive, a deep scroll, a deep stalk, and they feel like they understand this person, they want to be this person, and they want to learn from them. So when they go through the organic content and then they go down the funnel, they're a lot more bought in than some of the other funnels. With that being said, though, these are all still warm leads. The organic content, the VSL, the challenge, and webinar leads that we're going to be going over, they're all still warm leads. However, depending on where they came from, they can be colder of the warm leads. So let's first break into a VSL. So these leads who came in through a VSL, they have been generated through organic content. That means that your creator, your business has been running organic content, let's say on Instagram. Okay, so then they're running ads. Your leads saw this ad. Okay, it piqued their interest. They watch the video through, they swipe up, and then they see another video explaining more heavily in depth of what this is, what to expect, their story. That video can range anywhere from 2 to 20 minutes. There are different filters on the videos. Sometimes they don't have to watch the video at all to book a call. Sometimes they have to watch at least 10 minutes, at least a certain amount of minutes. It depends on your offer. But pretty much what this looks like is they have consumed like minimal content, meaning that they don't really have that much of a relationship with your offer owner, with your business owner. They just saw a video, swiped up, booked a call, and that's pretty much it. So they will be requiring more rapport building. So I want you to anticipate that this call will take you around 45 minutes to an hour, with the beginning of the call being heavily focused on building that trust, on building that connection. Okay. And this also means that since they are colder of the warm leads, they will be needing more social proof. Essentially, you showing them testimonials, showing them proof of, hey, these people went through a program and are now reaping these benefits is essential. Okay. So with that being said, I want to get into a challenge lead. This is great. And I say if you're on an offer and your offer owner is running a challenge, this is going to be a great week for you. So with that being said, this is a 3 to 5 day virtual online event. This is usually used for higher ticket offers. So like 5, 10K and up. So usually on the call, they're then prompted to place a deposit down or purchase some kind of downsell. So then after they go ahead and do that, they're then prompted to book a call with you. Before we go into what to expect from that, a challenge is pretty much where they are giving the leads, the audience, a lot of free value to build that connection, to build that trust, to get them to show up on day 2 and day 3. And by day 3, they are extremely warm. They had been showing up every single day because they want and they want to understand. So they heavily trust your creator. Okay, and this is magic because then chances are they're going to then place a deposit or book a downsell at the end of the event, and then they're going to get on your calendar. You're going to be having one of two options. You are either going to be on the call with them breaking down, okay, this is what you bought, this is how it works, and oh my god, wait, you didn't know that we have this, and I think that this actually be a lot better for you. And you can tell them about what else that you guys have and upsell them into a higher tier. With that being said too, I want to get into a webinar. A webinar is just a smaller version of this. This is usually 1 day. This is a free live training or it's automated one. So that means it's pre-recorded and it just goes off every month. But it's typically 1 to 2 hours. This is where the creator goes into explaining their story, explaining their business model, what they have going on, their training, their offer, their mentorship, whatever it is. And then at the very end of the webinar, after an hour and a half, 2 hours, they then pitch their product. Okay, they then pitch their downsell or maybe their full package, whatever it is. This is often used for low and mid-ticket offers because it has a higher conversion rate than a VSL because of the engagement and the depth that the creator is creating with them and their audience. And they're more bought in because they trust them because they spent 1 to 2 hours with them. So now that you understand how to sell and the meaning behind selling from these VSL, challenge, and webinar leads, VSL, remember, they're colder of the warm leads, focus heavy on rapport building, versus challenge and webinar leads. They're a lot more warmer because they spent a lot of time with your creator, and meaning that they're more bought in. So it's going to be an easier sell for you. With that being said, though, let's get into the psychology behind high ticket sales. So, your role is to obviously close the deal, but I want you guys to have a very strong mindset of what it is that you should be thinking and viewing the conversation as you step into this industry. So, I want you guys to seriously think about when this person books a call. Think about what brought them to that point. What must they be going through that has led them to book a call with you? There must be something that they can't figure out on their own. They're craving more. They want more. They hate their job. They're unfulfilled. They can't figure out how to fix this area of their business, so they need help with marketing. They need consulting services, whatever it is. No one chooses to spend an hour out of their busy day for no reason. They had to not only block an hour out of their timetable, they had to then get their dog in the other room, make sure that their kids are being watched, move around meetings, take an hour off of work, come in later, not run errands, rush around all day to get these things done before their call. There's a lot that goes into it. So their headspace is that they took an hour out of their very busy day to hop on this call with you because they are seeking a transformation. They are seeking help that they can't come to on their own. So I need you guys to really put yourself in their shoes. When you're talking to them, when you're going through discovery, when you're actually getting to know them and why they're here and what led them here, you need to put yourself in this person's shoes. Because when you put yourself in their shoes, then you understand how to talk to them. Because how would you want to be talked to? How would you want to be helped? When you can speak to them like that, they will understand that, hey, this girl, she gets me. She understands me. And hey, you know what? Like, I trust her to help me. Now, I want you guys to really sit with that. So now let's get into the feminine edge in sales. So women, we have a lot more emotional intelligence than men typically do tend to have. We are also a lot better at active listening. We're more patient, we're more nurturing, meaning that we will have a higher close rate because we do know how to connect and how to understand and how to empathize. But the top 1% of closers, she is the one who is embodying her feminine energy while tapping into her masculine side. That means putting yourself in the shoes of a man and being like, okay, like, I'm going to demand respect. I'm going to be speaking with authority. I'm going to be confident in leading conversations. I'm going to be confident in high stake moments. I'm going to be able to handle rejection without taking it personally and make sure that you're staying outcome focused, okay? Not emotional focused. So with that being said, you guys are now probably wondering, how do you find a client? And I'm going to actually break it down for you. How you find a client, it's quite simple. So you can do it a few different ways. You can either go on your main feed, and then whenever you see a sponsored post, you can go ahead and see if they have a funnel in their bio. But before we get into that, another way is you could just look up a niche or a category on your Instagram search. So I want to look for a fitness offer. So I'm going to look up fitness coach. So I'm going to go to accounts. And then I'm seeing a whole lot of fitness coaches. I'm going to go ahead and choose a few. This is Riva Fitness. She is a women's fitness coach. So some very big tells of if this person has a high ticket offer or just more one-on-one consulting, one-on-one mentorship, because then chances are if that's the only thing that they have, they don't have a high ticket offer. With that being said, though, you want to check their funnel. Do you see a VSL? Do you see sign up for her masterclass, sign up for her challenge, whatever it is? In the bio, it tends to usually say what they do for you. I help women snatch their waist. I help businesses scale, right? So it normally says what they do for you. For example, her is helping women transform their physique and mindset without sacrifice. I'm going to go into her link and just see. She has, online coaching inquiry form. So I would now assume, she has a VSL right here, the secret method that transforms women's bodies and minds in 90 days. She has a VSL, and then you apply for coaching. Another way that you can tell is on these pages that they have in their bio, you see no prices. If they say, oh, buy this package and it's $200, whatever it is, chances are they don't have a high ticket offer or they don't have a sales team. So you want to make sure that the funnel leads you to booking a call with I'm going to go ahead and look for one more because we found one off the rip. There is this guy. He says that he does one-on-one fitness coaching. He has 2.6 million. I would imagine that he has a high ticket offer also because his highlights are saying what he does. He has testimonials, he has coaching, he has mentorship. So with that being said, let's go ahead and click on his link, and it goes straight to a form to fill out and apply to book a call with him. So he also has a high ticket offer that you could sell on. Another way that you could also find high ticket offers to sell on after just finding those, go through who they follow. Because chances are everyone in this space knows each other, and they also follow other people who are doing the same things as them. Whether it's just having a high ticket offer in general, whether it's having a high ticket offer in the same industry. Okay, so go through their following as well and see who you can find. And in my opinion, reach out to as many as possible because you want to get on an offer. You just want to start making that bag, and this is how you're going to do it. With that being said though, what do you send them? I don't want you guys to be DMing them saying, hey, I love your work. I would love to work with you. Are you looking for a closer? No, please, no. Everyone does that. You want to stand out from the rest. And so we're going to be doing that by sending them a video, but I do not mean sending them a video by going on Instagram and clicking the camera and recording it like that and sending it to them. No, because then what is going to show in their DMs is going to say sent a video. They can't see the video unless they accept the DM. You want to just be able to record it in your camera roll, send it to them like that. That way they can press on it and just watch it. Okay, but you want to be precise. You don't want to be rambling for 2.5 minutes. You want to keep it under 2 minutes. I would say 2 minutes is the absolute max. You want to keep it I feel like a minute 30 is a good number, but you want to go into it with energy because a lot of these people, what they look for on their team, they look for someone who is going to bring good energy, who is going to be able to have good synergy with their team already, and who is going to be a good representation of them. So you want to go into it with warm, upbeat energy, saying, hey, my name is this. I really align with your mission because of A, B, and C reasons. This is my availability, and then saying what you bring to the table, whether it's your training or your experience or you're pulling from the experience that you have already in other industries. Okay, but obviously training and having actual sales experience is going to be a lot easier for you to get your foot in the door. And if you don't have any high ticket closing or sales experience, then I would highly recommend getting into training, and I might know somebody. But with that being said, I now want to break down the call process. So we're going to be going over the intro. And this is where we set the tone for the call. And I want us to be able to go into this where it doesn't feel salesy and you're going to get them to drop their guard. Because when someone hops on a call, their guard is instantly raised because they know what this is and they think that you're a sleazy, slimy sales rep who is just after their money. So we want to approach it very differently. And there are things that we're going to be doing in the intro right off the bat that is going to help us separate ourselves from the average sales rep Mike who calls and does dialing all day. So let's get into the framework that we have here. So it's going to be like, hey, can you hear and see me okay? Yeah, I can hear and see you. Is this Monica? Perfect. I'm Naya. Nice to meet you. I see that you booked here on our calendar because you're wanting to hear more about getting into XYZ to get ABC result. Does that sound about right? Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, yeah. So what have you heard about us that made you want to book this call, learn more? Oh, I saw one of your videos about making money in Amazon FBA, in trading, in sales, whatever it was, and how it can bring you financial freedom, time freedom, flexibility. So I wanted to hop on a call to hear more about this and how. Okay, 100%. And this industry can definitely do that for you. And don't worry, we'll go over all of that. But I do have a limited amount of time here. It is 12 p.m. on a Sunday, and I'm sure that you also have some things going on as well. So is it cool if we just hop right in? Perfect. So just to give you an idea of what this call is about is on this call, I'm going to be diving into learning more about you, what experience you have, if any, and just overall, if this is a good fit for both you and us here. If there's a way I can help, amazing. If not, no worries. I can always connect you with someone else in our network or even suggest tasks for you to start working on. How's that sound? That sounds great. Thank you. So I want to go over some very key points that we hit here in our little small role play intro. So we started off immediately with, hello, can you hear me? Can you see me? Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. That's because you want to build that yes ladder. So the more that they say yes to you, the more that they get used to saying yes to you, and the more likely they are going to say yes to you at the end of the call. Because imagine the whole entire call they're saying no, 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 no. They're not going to want to say yes because they don't feel understood and you haven't been building that yes ladder. Okay? So now, a lot of people say to go into it with just a, how are you? How's the weather? Oh my God, please don't do that. Okay, that is very salesy. They're expecting you to do that. And that's why I go straight into building frame and holding frame, because you want to show them like, hey, I'm the expert here and this is how the call is going to go. Okay, so perfect. I'm Naya. Nice to meet you. I see that you booked here on our calendar because you wanted to hear more about getting into XYZ to get ABC result. Does that sound about right? You'll have the notes from the setter that gave you the notes, so you'll be able to pull from there. Oh yes, that's right. Great, so what have you heard about us that made you want to book this call and learn more? You then get an idea of what you can start digging into once you get into discovery, and then saying, yeah, 100%, this industry can definitely do that for you, and we'll be going over all of that, all the ins, outs, everything in between, but I do have a pretty limited amount of time here because I am on back-to-back calls, and I do know that it's 1 p.m. on a Sunday, so you probably got some things going on as well. So is it cool if we just hop right in? It just then shows like, hey, I'm busy, but I also know that you're busy too, and can we just go right into the call? And then now, so this last part is very important. On this call, I'll be diving into learning more about you, like what experience you have, if any, and just whether this is a good fit for both you and us here. If there's a way that I can help, amazing. If not, no worries at all. I can always connect you with someone else in our network who can assist or suggest tasks for you to start working on. How's that sound? That sounds great, thank you. The reason why we say that is because you want them to feel ready to be vulnerable, ready to open up, because no matter what, they are going to get help. Okay, so that then lowers their guard because then they know, hey, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to be getting help. So let me be vulnerable. Let me be transparent and honest about where I'm currently at. So now you know how to start off your call. Now, what happens next? This is called discovery, and let's break down what this is. And this is where you figure out their current pains, where they're currently at, and their goals, where they want to go. Let's go ahead and break down some questions that you'll be asking to help you figure that out. So when it comes to the Amazon training, what is the main thing that you want to get out of it? What are you doing currently to get you X? Walk me through the last weeks and the steps that you took to get A, B, and C, and how much closer you are to having ABC. And I've been there before, waking up every day doing XYZ. I mean, what goes through your mind day after day, knowing that it's the lack of knowing, a high income skill that leaves you in ABC. Okay, so from asking questions like that, you now know their current state, what is going on in their life, what are their current pains, and now we want to understand their goals. Where do they want to get to? What do they hope that this will bring them? So how long has A, B, and C been important for you? Now we have a good understanding of their current pains, where they're at, and now we have to figure out where they want to go. So let's say in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, everything works out perfectly. A, B, and C has happened, or has changed. Walk me through that day, waking up, going to bed. And then they're going to tell you the ideal result that they want to see within their day-to-day from this. And how long has A, B, and C been important for you? How does it make you feel that you have been able to A, B, and C? And do not forget to ask this question, but most importantly, how would it impact them if they never got to A, B, and C? So now you know where they're currently at. You have their current pains and you know where they want to go. You know their desired outcome from your product and service. Now we get into the pitch. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys understand that the pitch is going to depend on the offer. It depends on the services that you offer, what your offer is, but what you do when you're pitching is pretty much the same. So I want you to make sure that you're pitching to your prospect. You're not just using the same one for every single person. You are catering your products to their problems. I want to make sure that you are also counter-selling. You are not overselling. You also want to show them testimonials, show them proof of what your offer has brought to other people who are just like them, and then highlight specific features to your prospect. Now, Let's get into the top objections in the high ticket sales space and what they really mean. So the biggest 3 objections is going to be, I can't afford it right now, this isn't the right time for me, and I need to think about it, talk to someone, do more research, whatever it is. When someone says, I can't afford it right now, this is the most common objection because price is such an easy excuse, but it's rarely about the actual money. It's more about the perceived value. If your prospect doesn't clearly see the ROI, the return on their investment, they'll frame it as cost instead of an opportunity. The key is to reframe the conversation from price to value. 2, this isn't the right time for me. This one usually isn't about timing, it's about priorities because again, it's never about the time that you have, it's about the time that you make, right? So the prospect might agree that it's valuable, but they feel too busy, too overwhelmed, or too afraid to take the next step right now. What they're really saying is, I don't see this as urgent enough yet. So you need to help them see that waiting comes with its own cost. Number 3, I need to think about it. I need to talk to someone, do my research, whatever it is. I need to think about it is not a real objection, okay? This objection points to uncertainty. They don't fully trust something, whether that's themselves to succeed, you as a mentor, the offer itself. Until that trust is built, they'll then lean on stalling tactics like, I'll get back to you, I need to think about it, just need some time, whatever it is. So the key reminder to keep in mind throughout this is handling objections, it's not about you versus them, okay? That will feel like a battle and they will not feel comfortable. They will not actually want to move forward, right? So you have to think about it and you have to make sure that they understand that you are both on the same team and you guys are working together to overcome what's really in the way of their goals. But now I want to talk to my ladies, because if you are a woman and you want to stand out from the average sales Joes, from the average sales reps, and you want to become the top 1% of closers with an actual step-by-step framework, my exclusive objection handling framework, and if you're looking for support outside of just fundamental training when it comes to call audits, live trainings, a community of women to help support you along this journey, one-on-one support with me, support from other coaches, and most importantly, your placement, well, I got you. Fill out the form below. You'll find it in the description of this video, and I will personally reach out to you and show you the exact steps on how to get started.